Alo Yoga is ahead of its time and is beating Lululemon and Nike at their own game. The founders of Alo have utilized a powerful three-pronged strategy to make everyone from models, pop stars, and athletes obsessed with the yoga brand, which has become synonymous with high fashion and impressive yoga poses like these. What began as a small blip in a market dominated by Lululemon and Nike, this underdog from LA is quickly stealing market share from its older and bigger rivals. Alo's tiny size with its 78 brick-and-mortar stores doesn't compare to Lululemon's 686 store footprint, the company that invented the yoga pant. And Nike is Nike. With its 1,000 retail stores and global brand power, this is Nike's world and we're all just living in it. But despite lacking in size, Alo is making a serious run for the $338 billion athletic apparel industry. The company grew revenue from $200 million in 2020 to $1 billion in 2022. They plan to open a new store every single week in 2024 and are rumored to be seeking a $10 billion valuation. This is no small accomplishment in a crowded industry where scale and brand power are key. How has Alo Yoga managed to be so successful? I've spent hours talking to industry insiders and pouring through annual reports to fully understand what sets Alo apart in this ultra-competitive industry. And during my research, I found something that surprised me. Alo's meteoric rise is an excellent case study in business strategy, but what made the company successful in the first place might also be what ultimately breaks it. In this video, I want to show you what I learned. In 2013, researchers in Milan conducted a study. They had two people enter a luxury store. One person was wearing workout clothes and the other was wearing an elegant dress with a fur coat. The researchers then asked workers in the store which of the two people they thought had more purchase power, the person in the gym outfit or the person decked out in formal clothes. And the response was pretty surprising. The person in the workout outfit was perceived to be able to spend more money than the person dressed more elegantly. How come? Because gym clothes are not something you would typically wear when shopping for luxury items. And so by breaking this established social norm, the person in gym clothes was perceived to have both higher status and to be more competent. The researchers referred to this phenomenon as the red sneakers effect. No wonder casual streetwear has become the go-to choice for business execs and fraudsters. But of course, it hasn't always been this way. Back in the day, people wore formal clothes no matter the activity, even when working out. But then something interesting happened. Technological advancement in the late 19th century made us more productive, and as a society, we started working less. Between 1870 and 1938, the average work week was cut from 65 hours to 46 hours, and with it came a massive cultural shift. Suddenly, we had more free time for sports and leisure. We developed indoor gyms and workout clothes became more comfortable, eventually going from this to this to this. But the journey from this to this wouldn't have happened without Lululemon. Chip Wilson realized that the classic 1980s spandex outfit wasn't ideal for women who wanted to practice yoga. Or whatever those activities were that people did at the time. Yoga required a fabric that was both versatile and comfortable. So he founded Lululemon in 1998 on the premise that women needed a new type of pant, a yoga pant that had a V-shaped gusset in the crouch. This would allow for more comfort and functionality while stretching. And Chip's new innovation took the world by storm.
I love them for everyday wear, to walk around in, to do yoga.
Lululemon is one of my favorite clothing brands right now in the world.
Lulu has become a kind of the standard of what people wear.
Best hangout legging, best yoga legging. The Lululemon Align pants are...
By 2007, Lululemon had gone public on NASDAQ and was raking in $275 million in revenue. In their first annual report as a public company, Lululemon listed several growth strategies, one of which was broadening the appeal of its products using product expansion. They outlined a plan to develop bags, undergarments, outerwear, and sandals for a wide range of activities including running, dance, and general fitness. Lululemon was slowly moving away from its core yoga focus. This created a unique opening for two childhood friends in Los Angeles. Alo, which is short for air, land, and ocean, was more of an accident than a carefully planned vision, at least initially. Marco DeGeorge and Danny Harris first met when they were 13, and their relationship quickly grew into a dynamic entrepreneurial partnership. They launched their first business right out of high school in 1992 and called it Color Image Apparel. It was the easiest business you can imagine, a screen printing company. They would buy blank off-the-shelf t-shirts, print logos on them, and sell them to businesses. But they had a big problem. It was close to impossible to find clothes that both had a great fit and feel, especially for women.
A lot of younger women were wearing our youth t-shirts and calling them baby doll tees, and people were looking for t-shirts for fashion.
So they decided to whip out the good old sewing machine and develop their own manufacturing process.
I mean, when we did that, I mean, it just exploded.
Yeah, we're onto something.
The company Bella was born, and they successfully sold wholesale apparel to brands like Banana Republic and Levi's. Witnessing the success of Bella, Marco and Danny figured they could create the same high-quality product in a men's line called Canvas. This attracted people like Mark Wahlberg, who wanted high-quality t-shirts to sell to fans. Marco and Danny were clearly onto something. They had two successful brands, but instead of running them as two separate entities, they merged them, forming Bella Canvas, a joint company that would become one of the largest manufacturers of wholesale apparel in the United States. But then something unexpected happened. Marco was hit with bad anxiety and Danny suffered from a back injury. The two friends, who were now both 34 years old, found a way to cope with their personal challenges through yoga. And quite frankly, it couldn't have happened at a better time. When Lululemon's explosive growth in the early 2000s forced the company to expand its addressable market and diversify away from yoga, Danny and Marco decided to double down on the still growing niche. Their personal connection to yoga's healing and transformative power enabled them to build a brand deeply rooted in the genuine benefits of the practice. They founded Alo Yoga in 2007, the same year Lululemon went public, with a strict yoga-first approach, taking advantage of the industry's low switching costs. If Lululemon wasn't going to be a yoga-first brand anymore, Alo was. And since legacy athletic brands like Nike and Adidas were primarily targeting consumers interested in sports, the broader yoga and mindfulness space was left wide open. This is a strategy that Alo is aggressively pursuing still today. Take a look at their Instagram feed. Notice how heavy the content focuses on yoga and mindfulness. Now, compare this to Lululemon and Nike. Their content strategies skew broader, targeting a wider range of athletic activities from running to lifestyle fitness. Now take a look at Alo's retail stores. They're not just regular brick-and-mortar stores, they're called sanctuaries. Here, visitors can participate in yoga classes and drink kombucha at organic wellness bars. Alo's HQ in LA is 80,000 square foot. It's open to the community and equipped with cold plunges, infrared saunas, cryo chambers, a gym, a music studio, and a podcast studio. As if that's not enough, the company has a literal mansion in Los Angeles called Alo House, where they bring together community members and brand ambassadors for yoga classes and wellness activities. This is brand activation at a world-class level. Danny has said that Alo is more like Tesla, while its competitors are more like Ford, Chrysler, and General Motors. Maybe a little cocky, but it's not entirely unjustified. As strange as it may sound, Alo is trying to be more of a digital brand than a traditional clothing brand with brick-and-mortar stores. This mindset is clearly reflected in their marketing strategy, which stands in contrast to both Nike and Lululemon. Nike has famously invested in high-profile celebrity endorsements with the global icons like Michael Jordan and Tiger Woods to reflect the brand's high-performance positioning. Meanwhile, Lululemon has strategically partnered with local fitness leaders and yoga teachers as brand ambassadors, fostering a grassroots community-centric image. Lulu's large retail footprint allows them to host local events and create a network of loyal customers tied to the physical and communal aspects of the brand. Alo, on the other hand, has successfully charted a unique digital-first path.
We are digital first. So digital first and social first. And we now obviously have brick and mortar stores and retail locations, but at the core of it, we really are a digital-first company.
While Alo has borrowed from Lululemon's playbook to partner with local yoga instructors and provided them discounts through its Alo Pro program, the company aggressively leverages digital content creators and influencers to market its value. And according to the company, most of these brand endorsements are completely organic.
You know, folks come to us and are like, how do you have, I don't know, Kendall Jenner work with you? And why is she always wearing Alo? Or how are some of these celebrities like Hailey Bieber or Maluma, or how are they all wearing Alo? And the truth of the matter is that a lot of it is organic, right? They love Alo as much as we love Alo. Kendall has been, you know, she said this numerous times, like, I've discovered Alo. Like, I'm part of the Alo fam. And we're like, yeah, of course, like you are.
They even have a separate drop-down menu for items worn by Kendall and Kylie. These health, wellness, and beauty influencers, who are often seen as both relatable and aspirational figures, resonate with a younger, digitally savvy audience.
It's really cute. Isn't it crazy how much difference some like new gym gear can make to you and make to your like your attitude and your vibe?
The use of digital native influencers also allows Alo to authentically showcase its products in real-life settings, something they've dedicated an entire section to on their website with an easy user flow to buy that particular item. This user-generated content is a powerful way to establish network effects in the company's business model, which brings us to Alo's second key strategy. The company's tech-mindedness has even led them to create a digital sanctuary on Roblox and release an NFT project.
Welcome to the Alo experience,
which has helped cement Alo as a brand of the future and attract Gen Z and Alpha customers. Part of Alo's digital-first approach has involved large investments in content. They don't have just one Instagram account, but 8. And 3 of these weren't even branded as Alo accounts until recently. They were general yoga accounts, but all yogis featured on the accounts, of course, only wore gear from one company. Sneaky marketing move. Both Alo and Lululemon have leaned into proprietary video content, but Alo has significantly more YouTube subs than Lululemon. And Lululemon's acquisition of Mirror in 2020 for $500 million turned out to be a big flop. Lulu is now giving up on the fitness device and has asked Peloton to come to the rescue. Peloton will become the digital fitness content provider for Lululemon, and Lululemon will become the primary athletic apparel partner for Peloton. Alo made an acquisition of its own in 2018 when it acquired the yoga streaming app Cody, which it later renamed Alo Moves. Alo Moves allows users to subscribe to yoga and mindfulness classes for a $12.99 monthly subscription. And this is where things started to get a little weird. As I was researching the Cody acquisition, I started to realize how much the yogi community seemed to dislike Alo as a company.
I don't want my good name associated with what Alo Yoga is and represents in the yoga world.
It turns out Alo sued Dana Falsetti, a body-positive yoga influencer who they accused of defamation and disclosing details of the acquisition before the information was made public. This led to an uproar in the yoga community with an outpouring of support for Dana. Yoga Girl, one of the biggest influencers in the industry, lashed out saying, "There are so many yoga brands and big businesses out there whose main demographic are young women, and most of them are run by non-yogi men. Men who prey on these girls and the excitement they feel having found yoga, who are not at all rooted in the core of this practice. People who just want to capitalize on a trend but who don't give a rat's ass about the community they sell to." But despite the controversy, Alo's product lineup has become a staple in the wardrobes of yoga enthusiasts globally. Known for their snug and compressive fit, Alo's leggings, such as the sleek black airlift model, have become a fan favorite. Similar to Lululemon, Alo sells most of its products D2C. Alo is a privately owned company, so I don't have access to exact figures, but I'm estimating that the company's share of D2C revenue is similar to Lulu's, if not higher, given their digital-first approach. With both brands situated at the higher end of the athletic apparel market, they're able to command higher prices and higher margins than Nike. But there are distinct differences in their approach to fabric and style. While Lululemon focuses on innovative fabric technology like Luon, Alo sets itself apart with unique design details that cater to a more fashion-oriented consumer. Every Alo collection begins with fashion in mind, and they're working hard to establish themselves as the ultimate studio-to-street brand. Clothes you can wear on the yoga mat, as well as on New York City's trendy streets. And it seems to be working. The company has partnered with New York Fashion Week, launched a luxury formal wear collection called Alo Atelier, a luxury line of ski wear, and the skincare brand Alo Glow System. This fashion-first approach is the third key element to Alo's strategic success. It has enabled the company to appeal to a demographic that's seeking both high-end contemporary style and functionality in their athletic wear, a niche that is challenging for larger, more generalized brands to penetrate without compromising their broader market appeal. This form of counter-positioning has set Alo apart in a crowded market, and the market's low switching cost has allowed the company to attract customers from its competitors. Because apparel customers are always on the lookout for new trends, styles, and experiences, it's relatively easy to convince a customer to switch from Lululemon to Alo, or at the very least, give Alo a try. Lululemon tries to combat this through its membership program, which gives members early access to product drops, select Peloton classes, membership events, and free hemming. But because most membership programs in the athleisure space are free, it's easier to be both a Lululemon member and give Alo a shot, who in turn will try to get you to sign up for Alo Access. But this of course works both ways. While low switching costs have enabled Alo to capture market share from competitors, it's also what will allow its competitors to gain it right back. In addition, Alo's rise in popularity, while beneficial for sales and market reach, can also bring its own set of challenges, particularly due to the presence of negative network effects in the fashion industry. As more people start wearing Alo Yoga, the brand risks losing the uniqueness and exclusivity that initially attracted its core audience. This widespread adoption can lead to brand dilution distribution, making it less appealing to early adopters and those seeking niche trend-setting products. For a brand that has built its core strategy around counter positioning and a reputation for being trendier than Lululemon, the challenge lies in maintaining this distinctive appeal and not becoming just another mainstream option in an already crowded market. This phenomenon, where increased popularity paradoxically can erode a brand's unique appeal, is a delicate balance that Alo, like many successful brands, must navigate to retain their loyal customer base while expanding their reach. So while Alo has benefited from low switching costs, network effects, and counter positioning through its yoga-first, digital-first, and fashion-first approach, these powers might also become the company's biggest disadvantage as the company continues to scale and mature. Chip Wilson left the Lululemon board in 2015, and here's what he had to say about the company in 2024.
Biggest risk is the board doesn't have the ability to work with people that probably are thinking 5 to 10 years out in the future. They don't know how to work with futurists.